We're here to do a final walk on one of our turnkey properties, but you're gonna see it first. This hasn't even hit the market yet.
But first, before we show you this awesome property, please make sure to hit that like button so that we can share our content and flip knowledge with all those around YouTube that want to learn as well.
All right, so we're here in the living room and I wanted to show you guys one thing really cool and really different that we did on this type of a fireplace. Normally we shiplap it and it just goes left to right, pretty normal. You see it a lot. Instead, come a little bit closer. We actually did this on a 45-degree angle, so all the cuts are actually pointed upwards and downwards. I think it gives it a really cool and a different look.
So coming into the kitchen, as you can see, we put this really cool, huge Calcutta quartz breakfast bar in, have really nice pendants above it. One thing we did different here that we haven't done often in the past is the two-tone cabinetry. So as you can see, we have the nice dark gray lowers with the white uppers to contrast it. Also, we use a white subway tile backsplash, but filled it with a dark gray grout to match the cabinetry.
So during our walk, we were noticing a couple things that we definitely need to tighten up before this hits the market. One of the things would be these windows. They've definitely gotten a lot of weather. It may be needing replacement because the seal may be broken, but you can see how foggy that is. It actually looks like the whole side of this house has problems with the same thing. These are all facing the same direction. They may need to be replaced. They may just need to be cleaned, but we can't deliver a final product like that.
So walking through the property, as you may notice, there's still some blue tape left throughout the house, so our project manager must have come through here, blue taped a couple items. You can see there's some rough drywall and paint touch-up that needs to be done here. Most people may leave this, most other flippers could leave that, but us, our quality control is super important, so we're not gonna list this property till every little item's done.
All right, so I'm walking into the master bath and I really like everything we did in here and all the finishes, but I did notice that this piece of glass is definitely not what we ordered and it's not proper for this size of a shower. First things first, the glass is only mounted on two sides, and for frameless glass, you really should have three sides to keep it stable. I also think we need a whole nother panel so that more of the actual wet area of the shower is covered. Now that's replaceable, it's all fixable. Overall, I think we did a good job on the bathroom.
So one cool thing that we did in the master bedroom of this property is we put this nice breakfast bar in. It could be a coffee bar or even extra storage, but it's a really nice space, looks great walking in. Now the master bedroom is actually pretty big. Typically these Sun City communities don't have rooms that are this large. One thing I like is one, it has access to the backyard. Two, look at how beautiful the view is of the golf course, the lake, and the mountains from your master bedroom. So once again, as you can see, we stage all of our properties. This is another property that's fully staged. When we stage properties, we do all the main areas of the house, from the dining room, the kitchen, the living room, the master bathroom, and then all the bathrooms. Yeah. It adds a lot of vision to the property when you go to list it.
And because we're listing this in, I would say, the higher price point for the neighborhood, it's close to, you know, 800, it's pretty close to $1 million. That's around the top end of the neighborhood. We need to put it out the best product possible. So with that $800,000 listing, if we break it down, we bought this for $650 and we put about $50 into it. And at the end of the day, if we do get that 800 or hopefully maybe a little bit more number on the resale side, we're looking at about a $40,000 to $50,000 profit.
I think it's a pretty good profit, a little bit tighter for this price point in our mind, but we're confident in the property. We've done a bunch of properties in this exact neighborhood. It is on the golf course with great views. So our confidence level's high for a profit margin that's actually a little bit lower than what we typically would like to see for this price point.
Yeah.
I think it's important to note one more time for the viewers out there how we bought the property.
Yeah, so we ended up finding this was a dated listing on the MLS, and our acquisitions manager found it, submitted an offer that was not too far under the list price because they knew they had a great property in a great area of the neighborhood, but we were able to lock it up for a little bit of a discount. Again, found it right off the MLS, cost us nothing to go buy it that way, and turned out to be another good flip.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point that you make in terms of not having to negotiate too far off the list price, right? Typically people think, well, on the MLS, you got to negotiate $200,000-$300,000 off the list price for that deal to make sense as a flip. When right now in this market, we're paying close to list,
yeah,
maybe slightly under, or we've actually paid over list for some properties recently. So keep that in mind that you don't always have to negotiate a huge amount of dollars underneath the list price.
Yeah, absolutely. Not everything on the MLS is unattainable.
Right. So if you have any questions about acquiring properties from the MLS, flipping properties and the construction process, or the listing process or staging process, drop a comment below. We'd be more than happy to answer for you.
Until then,
we'll see you
on the flip side.